Welcome back to Instigating with Clarkey and Drury. And look, it's been a long time. It's about time we had our good friend back on. And I know people probably think this is weird. It's December. What are we doing talking about golf? Well, you're going to find out. And when we talk about golf, you know who we have on the show? Our buddy, Ian Doig of the Ian Doig Golf Academy. Doigy, how are you, sir? I know you're tired. You've been a road warrior lately, and we're going to dig into all that and more. How are you right now?
Right now, I'm pretty exhausted. Been a very long day. I'm sitting in a hotel room here in Kennesaw, Georgia, just north of Atlanta, on my way home. So hopefully I'll get home sometime tomorrow or on Saturday. But yeah, it's been a bit of a whirlwind couple months for me. But it's been fun, and but my mind and my body are exhausted right now. It's time to come home.
I've been concerned because I haven't seen any posts about the Leafs and Morgan Riley and all this stuff. What's going on?
Well, I haven't been able to watch anything.
Okay. So they're having their best season ever.
Yeah, it was. I couldn't watch any games in Australia and New Zealand.
Really?
And then now I've been in Florida and I haven't been able to get them for whatever reason down here. So all I've been doing is looking at the recap on my phone every morning and get kind of looking at the highlights. I know we squeaked out a win against New Jersey, but we clearly should not have won that game. Stolarz stood on his head. I still think, and I said this earlier in the year, I think he should be our number one goaltender.
Careful. Someone left the game with an injury today.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah,
they say it's not serious. Yeah, Stolarz left the game after the first, but
well, let's keep in mind we are talking about a franchise that said that about Austin Matthews, and then he disappeared for like a month and a half. So I don't believe a word that comes out of the Maple Leafs organization when it comes to injuries. They're the least reliable organization in pro sports when it comes to reporting injuries properly. Not that they're necessarily, inclined to do that.
He's got to pick on something, eh, Doigy?
No, but you can handle it, dude. Other people hate it.
I agree with you, Ryan. But the difference
upper
is
body, lower body. That's all you have to say.
That's all they're going to say. But
that's all you have to say.
But it was funny when like Ovechkin got injured and they couldn't say upper body, lower body. They just had to come out and say he broke his leg. I mean,
and I don't believe he broke his leg either. But
anyway. So
he had a minor fracture in his tibia. Yes,
but anyway,
or his fibula. I think it was his fibula.
I think it was his fibula, exactly.
Yeah, that he had a minor fracture in. Now, I want to move immediately away from talking about the Leafs and injuries because that's not what's important here.
Okay,
and Doigy, you touched on part of it there. Couldn't watch games because we're in first place because you were in New Zealand and Australia, the conference actually.
Yeah.
Tell us why you were over there, man. You were up to a lot of really cool golfing.
Yeah, we very fortunately earlier in the year I played out in Pebble Beach and I played okay. And some of the guys that help run the Australian Legends Tour, which is their 50 and over tour, were playing there. And through some negotiations, I was able to secure an invite to play in the two majors that they have on their tour, which was the Australian Senior Open and the New South Wales Senior Open and the Australian Senior PGA Championship. And so I guess mid-October, 20th of October, Chuggy and I jumped on a plane and flew down to Australia, and we had 5 weeks down there. 1 week, about 5 days in New Zealand, but the rest of the time in Australia. Played a couple tournaments, played some other golf, did some traveling. It was I had never been to Australia, and it was a great experience. And to be honest with you, I'd like to be heading back in January.
You know what stresses me out is the flight. How long was that flight? Like
all total in the air, 22 and a half hours.
Oh.
And you throw in.
So where did you go from? Tell us your itinerary.
So I wanted to fly with Qantas. I had flown with Qantas when I played in Asia and Japan and that over the years. And they were a great airline. So I wanted to see if I could get flying with them. So we flew from Toronto to Dallas, had a bit of a layover there, and then Dallas directly right into Sydney.
Oh, wow.
And so that was the longest part of the trip. That was about 18 and a half, 19 hours. straight. Yeah.
They have enough fuel on one of those planes to go
Yeah.
that far. That's
Massive,
incredible.
massive
Plane.
planes.
Like how many
Yeah.
seats? How many seats? Describe this
Uh,
plane. And
I'm
where
gonna
were you sitting?
guess
Like
three
no,
or
like
four.
across. How many across?
Oh, so three, 4, 3.
Okay, like the old L10,
Wow.
11. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Where were you sitting? First class, obviously.
just first class. You want to hear the difference in the price tag? Well, I was sitting 2 rows in front of the toilet at the back of the plane.
Okay.
But
Brilliant.
yeah, it was not the most. I mean, honestly, Qantas is a great airline. So it's funny. It's we booked with Qantas, but it's actually run through American. But we're on Qantas plane from Dallas down
Okay.
and Qantas over to New Zealand. But from New Zealand back, even though we had booked with Qantas, it was run by American. And the difference between the two was astronomical.
So did you know that you were getting on an American plane?
Yeah,
Oh,
we
you
kind
did.
of knew
Okay,
that,
okay,
but
okay.
I
Okay.
mean, it was
Yeah.
what it was. But
Yeah. Oh,
but
I can
the
imagine.
service and the food on Qantas was, let's
Mm.
just say on a scale of 1 to 10, was a 10, and the
Wow.
service on American was probably 6.5.
Mm.
So
My
that was
sister's going
disappointing.
in January, and she's apparently got a pod in first class. So good for her.
Wow, how did she afford to do that? Because I looked at
I don't
it.
know.
For our tickets, we were at about $6,000.
Hmm.
If we wanted to go up to premium, which was business or whatever,
The pods.
bigger seats, it was going to go to about 19 to 20,000. And if I wanted to go up into first class with the pods,
with
the lay downs, it was going to be 39.5.
Wow.
So I said,
goodness.
no, well, say that one right there. So yeah, so
Holy smokes.
yeah,
Anyway.
Yeah,
pretty
so
expensive, but
just the cost of a new SUV, no big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to ask
Canyon.
you. I want to ask you as well about obviously the golf over there. What were the courses like that you got to play, and how'd you shoot over there, man?
well, the courses we played. So I had the opportunity to just play a couple golf courses near Sydney to warm up and practice on when we first got there. And they were very good. I mean, I actually should have sent photos to you guys so you could have popped them up, but they were right on the ocean. The one golf course was just an absolute blast. There was probably 13 holes along the edge of the ocean. I was taking pictures of whales swimming by as I was playing, and the beaches that were just off the holes, like on the 13th hole, you look down and there was a big beach there, and pretty incredible. The other golf course was a really good one as well, that I practiced on, called St. Michael's, really very good golf course. And then for the tournaments were back-to-back weeks. So the first week we were there, I did some practicing and played those couple golf courses, but we hung out at Bondi Beach a lot. So we rented a loft just off the beach. We had to walk down to the beach and stuff, and we just hung out at the beach, and we
Any
went for
sharks?
hikes.
Any sharks?
Not there when we were there, but there was a shark attack when we were about 2 weeks later when we had left. So
Wow.
yeah, they do happen. They do happen.
I know they do.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, but the beaches were incredible. We did a couple 15K hikes along the ocean, right on trails and stuff like that. And the food was phenomenal. This loft that we rented in this house, we met the owners and became friends with them. We'll be lifelong friends with them. Went out for dinner with them and stuff, and the food was incredible. So that was good. So that was week one. Then we went inland about 6 hours south of Sydney to an area called Albury, which is where the first tournament was played. Very good golf course. Really set up nicely for me. I liked it, and I played well. And I finished 15th in the Senior Open in New South Wales. Very pleased with that finish. And the guys that beat me, 11 of the guys that beat me have just come off either the PGA Champions Tour or the PGA Tour in America. And they had just come home to play in that tournament. And so I hung in there pretty good with the big boys. It was good. So David McKenzie won it. Peter Lawnard was right there. an icon in Australian golf who I've known for a long time. Peter Senior played really well. Yeah, it was Anya Stoles. I could go on and on and on. A lot of people here in America wouldn't recognize those names, but because I've been in the golf industry, yeah, it was fun to play with them. And the first week was really good. It was a lot of fun, and the community itself. Very surprisingly, they billeted us, and we stayed in the house. And when we arrived, we thought this is going to be crazy because there was two other golfers and two wives, and we thought, oh my God, this is going to be nuts. Very big house, and it felt like it was a blast. And we had a big party one night, maybe 30 of us there, and from the tournament, and just had a really, really good time. And the community got behind it, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. So yeah.
Is there what were main characteristics of an Australian golf course? Like when you go to England, it's different, right?
Yeah.
Is it any different in Australia?
Not really. The first course we played was a parkland style golf course, but they play what we would call hard and fast. So, like if I carried my driver 255, 260 on a good tee shot, it would run out to 300. So I hit a couple pretty deep drives while I was down there. But a couple of the other guys, I mean, I played with one guy that was just absolutely bombed it. I mean, he hit it probably 330 a couple times. So it was, but he was young. He was 50. Right. So, he just getting into the senior stuff. And so he's pretty fired up about it. I had a really good caddy the first week. One of the locals came and caddied for me and got to be really good friends with him and his wife and his kids. And so that was a lot of fun. And they have been in touch with us, and they're talking about coming up to visit us for 2 or 3 weeks next year. And so just the whole thing about going down there and how well the tournaments were run. So that was week one. And like I said, I played really well. Week two, we showed up and we were back up in Sydney at a golf course called Richmond. And when I first got there, I was like, this golf course is made for me. It was a little shorter, tighter, very tree lined, and push up greens, and which were really hard to hit. And in the practice round, I played really, really well. I made 6 or 7 birdies and kind of expected, okay, this is just going to keep carrying forward. And then when the tournament started, I don't know if exhaustion caught up to me, but I just didn't have it. And I shot 71, 76 and missed the cut. So that was disappointing. But once the tournament was over, again, the community got behind it. It was great. We stayed at a beautiful hotel. And so
like big galleries?
Yeah, significant. Yeah, very significant galleries. But very interesting because after playing in those 2 great tournaments and that were run very, very well. And we played for a lot of money for senior golfers, like 300 grand, right? So to come home and go to play this week in a Canadian PGA championship and to see how poorly it was run. I'm actually, as a member of the association, I'm embarrassed by it. And I've already sent text messages and emails out to our people to say this is horrible.
Is this the one in Florida you're talking about?
One in Florida.
So this was a Canadian event in Florida?
Yeah. We've held it in Florida for a lot of years now.
Yeah.
I won it 20 years ago, 2004. And I want to say I think I won $15,000 for first prize. But they've got something in their head, and I don't know what they're doing, but they split the purse this week. So it's called the Club Professional Championship of Canada. But when we arrived, and nobody knew this until we arrived, so a lot of unhappy golfers. So a head golf professional, so somebody that works at a club, and then a head teaching professional. Head teaching professionals were considered head professionals. We pay the same yearly dues to the association, and we paid the same entry fee into the tournament. And when we arrived, they told us they were splitting up the purse, and the club pros were going to get to play for more money than the teaching pros. So
what?
Danny King, listen to this. Danny King finished 4th today. So they did, and then they did a third column where they went overall. So they paid The overall winner got $5,000. And then the second place player got $3,000. The third place player got $2,000. And then they went into their separate categories of club pro and teaching pro. But the overall winner, who was a teaching pro, got $5,000, and then he got a $1,300 win for winning the teaching pro side of it. The low club pro, who I think finished 5th or 6th, got $2,000, but then he got a $2,500 prize for being the low club pro. But the really funny part was Danny King, because he didn't finish in the top 3, he finished 4th. He's the 4th overall in the tournament. He got paid $1,000. And the guy that finished 18th overall, but because he was a club pro, made more money. He was 15 shots worse score-wise, and
That's
he made more money than the guy that finished 4th. It's embarrassing.
Who's making these calls? Like, we need to get these people on the show.
It's absolutely embarrassing. And so the whole thing. So we'll go back to Australia in a second, but the whole thing about this week was when I arrived on Monday for my practice round, and somebody came up to me and look at Doigy's been known to be outspoken on these matters over the years. And guys will gravitate to me because they know I won't hold back. I'll just go tell them what I think, right?
Yeah.
And immediately, a couple of the players came up to me and said, Doigy, have you seen this? And I'm like, no, why? And then they showed it to me. And I just lost my mind because I would not have gone.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. And probably affected your week too, right?
It big time. It affected my week because I did nothing but bitch and moan for 12 hours on Monday. Bitched and moaned. If anybody wanted to hear it, I was telling them. And that included other players, but it also included our staff, our CEO, our president. I chewed every one of them out.
And what was what's their explanations?
They had no explanations, right? So it was awful. So I just bitched and moaned. And then we had a cocktail party on Monday night. And we showed up at the cocktail party, and I filled out this little form, and they were doing a draw, and they had Joe Carter there. And Joe Carter signed 5 balls, and they did 5 draws, and the first 5 names out of the thing got a Joe Carter ball. And then they were going to draw one more name out, and then those 5 names went back in. But then they were drawing out one more name, and the name that came out then wins a trip for 2 to Ireland for 6 nights and 5 days of golf. And they pulled out Doigy's name.
No way.
Yeah. And Ryan, guess who he's taken?
Not Clarkey.
If you took Clarkey back,
that would be the best shows ever. No, we should
my ancestral homeland, I would be sick.
So is that too funny though? I did nothing but bitch and moan about the tournament all day long, and then won a trip to Ireland. And turns out that I'm the leading money winner because my trip is worth more money than they won for playing in the tournament.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's really bad, dude. I did see your post complaining about this, and I was really excited to dig into it. And I did not know that that's what all the details were, man. Yeah, that's really bad. It sounds like in a couple more years' time, because you got a lot of golf left in you still, Doigy. Like, you should probably, I don't know if they have like a vote, but they should maybe vote you in to run this association, I think. Like, I've been trying to get that done for quite some time. And the last thing they want is me in a meeting, because I've gone to meetings before. And as I said, I can be controversial because I've stood up in meetings and asked a question. And I've actually been told to sit down and be quiet. And I've looked right at them and I said, the only reason you're telling me that is because you're fucking embarrassed by the way you're running things because you're a bunch of morons. They don't like hearing that. I don't understand why. So yeah, people with any modicum of power don't generally like hearing that. Doigy, I want, speaking of meetings, because we've got you on here. We're stoked about all the cool golf that you've been able to participate in, albeit, this week set aside. Yeah.
I played some,
Me,
I will tell you before I'm cutting you off. I played some of the
please.
worst golf. I played some of the worst golf of my career this week. And I
Well,
mean,
hey,
like
like,
horrible. Now, couple things. On my way to Florida, my back spasmed. So I had been taking Rebaxa sets every morning just to play.
wow.
And the last two, the first round of the tournament, and the practice round, I couldn't, my body just wouldn't react properly. And then the last two rounds, I didn't take Rebaxa sets, and I actually hit it pretty good. But I hit two shanks this week, complete shanks, which I have not done in a tournament in 35 or 40 years. I hit two of them. One today, I led to making a 7, a triple bogey, and
Wow.
and I hit two shots so fat. One of them on a par 3 with a 6-iron that I had to get my rangefinder out to get yardage for the next shot. That's how bad I hit it. It was horrible. It was horrible.
No.
But
Hey,
my head was not there for sure. My
No,
head was
for
somewhere
sure.
else.
Well, of course not. And I mean, look, everybody, you can excuse a couple Clarkey chili dips here and there, right? That's just how it goes sometimes. It happens to the very best and the very worst of us, right? But on the note of meetings, like, are we ever going to get any headway or news about what the hell the PGA Tour is doing with Live? Like, where is this agreement, Doigy? Like,
Well,
where is it?
Well, I think a couple things. So the first one being, and I can't remember the company, the sports company that came forward to help out the PGA Tour. I mean, they put up $3 billion. Right. So all of a sudden the PGA Tour has decided, well, we really don't need to fix it because we've got this influx of cash. Right. The other thing that's happening is that's just come out recently, and you may have heard it, is apparently Greg Norman's out.
Yes, they're ousting him.
Yeah, they're going to oust him, and they're bringing in a can't think of his name right now. They're bringing in a guy that used to be in baseball and something else. Anyway, I think that is going to lead towards a compromise of some kind, because I think the biggest stumbling block was Jay Monahan and the PGA Tour didn't want to deal with Greg Norman.
Scott O'Neill. Scott O'Neill's going to be coming in. Former chief executive of the Philadelphia 76ers.
Okay.
He's going to be the new CEO. Yeah. I just, like, we were talking about this recently, Clarkey and I, when we, thought to, we needed to bring you on. There's more rumors like Tony Finau's going to join Live now, which I absolutely hate. Like, I don't know that they've made his deal official yet, but I mean, the word around the golf world is he's going. I hate that because, like, I love Tony and watching him, and everybody likes rooting for him. Like, I just don't understand what is taking so long. I know there's a lot of money on the table and I'm not in these rooms, but can we not get this figured out? Like, everybody was blindsided by a bunch of the guys leaving when it first happened. Then everybody was even more blindsided when the PGA announced they were gonna enter negotiations with Liv when they staunchly said they weren't. And now it's been over a year, and, like, what the hell's going on here? Like, can we figure this out? Doigy, I can't watch it. Like, if Rory if all of the best PGA Tours left, I still can't watch Live. I tried it. I don't like the format. It doesn't feel like real golf to me, and it just feels like a goofy kind of side circus, and I don't really like it. So, like, I just wish that they would come forward with some hard facts for us. In the very least, Monahan should come out and give us some sort of update. Like, this guy's been a ghost for almost 8 months.
I can't believe he's kept his job, to be honest with you.
Me too.
I can't, it just blows my mind that he's kept his job. And then it came out this week that he was paid $23 million this year.
For what?
Exactly, right? For doing what?
Oh.
For losing 30 of the best players in the world to another tour? We're going to give you 23 million for doing that. It doesn't make any sense to me, and I don't know what's going on. And when I get home now and have a bit of time down, I'll do a bit of research. I'll reach out to my contacts and stuff and find out what's going on and everything. But there is definitely a disconnect in the world of golf right now. And I'm a golf geek. Let's not kid anybody. I love the game. and I've lost interest in the PGA Tour.
Mhm.
I don't care anymore. I mean, I looked when I was in Australia, I was going online to see who was winning and stuff like that. And, you know, in the top 50 names that were on a leaderboard every week, there was like 6 that I knew. I was like, who are these guys? Where the hell did they come from? I've never heard of them. Right. And
You know what it reminds me of? Remember the IndyCar, the IRL?
yeah.
What was the league before that? I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah.
I remember what you're. Yeah.
And all these big drivers went over to the IRL, and it just made it all foggy, and I lost total interest in the sport.
Yeah.
Like
that sport was hurt irreparably from that. I would argue, Clarkey. Like they're still trying to get back to what the crowds were. I mean, like,
I don't even know what it is now.
Well, some of the marquee races are still big, but I mean, like, they lost out on a lot of fans, and I'm scared, Doigy, that this will also potentially happen to the PGA. And like, I'm not afraid of golf overall maybe becoming less popular. Like, it really soared during the pandemic. It's like a lot of people took up the game, but over the next 10, 15 years, though, I kind of am concerned that it might affect, people playing golf, because if the storylines around it aren't involved around all the best players consistently playing against each other, which right now it isn't. Like, yes, they come to the majors, but that's like 4, if not maybe 5 times a year. And it used to be 15 times a year, if not more.
If not
like
more.
Guys would show up like 20 times. It's a joke. Like, and it wouldn't be such a big deal if it was like, a bunch of kind of older guys that were going over to try and get one last paycheck. No, like, they've got DJ, Rom. Like, when Rom went, I was like, okay, this is a serious problem. Guys like Joaquin Neiman, Cam Smith, like, they got really great young players playing on this stupid thing. And like, I'm just so tired of the rigmarole of it, and that really the non-answers that all of us seem to not have, Doigy. I hate it.
Well, one of the things that I kind of look at right now, the PGA Tour is making some bad decisions. So one of the things they're doing now is they're having more limited field events, which
Can't stand that.
Which will allow the guys that are at the top to make more money to keep their position. So they're doing everything they can to protect those top 25 guys. So when and I don't have the stuff right in front of me because I've been traveling, but we've gone from a top 125 on the money list to now top 100, right? They've now gone from Monday qualifying. You used to be 4 spots in the Monday qualifier. Now they're going down to 2 or 3, which really makes me laugh, because they're protecting the guys that are already there and allowing them to stay. They don't want outsiders, but yet every post from the PGA Champions Tour qualifying school in the last couple of weeks was about guys that were coming, like Tracy Phillips, who hadn't played golf in 30 years and decided that at 50 he was going to give it a go, and he was in contention to get his card. Or a guy that I played with a bit was a school teacher, and he left teaching to chase the Champions Tour, and he was in contention. And the PGA Tour kept posting these articles and these stories about these guys that are coming out of nowhere, but yet everything else they do is to keep them out. They don't want them. They're making the school harder and harder to get through. They're making the qualifiers harder and harder to get through. And yet the media love the stories of, hey, this guy came out of nowhere and he's made $2 million. I mean, they love that stuff. But the PGA Tour doesn't want it to happen because they're trying to protect their players and give them jobs. So, and with these limited fields and stuff, all they're doing is they're making it more and more so that the elite get more money, the elite get play lesser tournaments. One of the big things they're talking about, and then I don't want to take anything away from the guy because he's had a phenomenal year, Scotty Scheffler. Okay. Phenomenal year. But if Joaquin Neiman and Dustin Johnson and John Rahm and and Cam Smith and blah, blah, blah. You go on and take the top 20 guys or 25 guys off the Live Tour. We're playing on the PGA Tour every week. Would Scotty Scheffler have won as many times as he won? I say no. No chance. Right? So it's hurting golf. It's hurting golf in a big way. And Jay Monahan does not want to seem to come to the table and fix it.
I just don't feel like Jay Monahan is, and I remember saying this to you when the news came out where all the players got blindsided that these negotiations were happening. I felt he should have stepped down then. Like, I figured Rory was going to lead some mad dash because he felt really slighted. I remember his press conference, and he had some pretty choice words about Monahan. And I just don't think that this guy can hack it. I don't think that he is the right guy to lead these negotiations forward. And Liv is here. The money is there. The money's not going anywhere. They just print money over there.
Yeah.
So it's not going anywhere. So, like, a solution does need to be found. I don't think this guy can hack it. I just don't think he's the guy to do it, Doigy.
I agree with this. What did you say his name was? Scott McNeil? Is that who they're... Or that you said is coming in as the new CEO?
Yeah, Scott O'Neill.
O'Neill. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do to negotiate and maybe make things move forward a little bit faster. But if we go through another year where it's divided like this, it's just can't get. It's going to be very painful. Right now, yes. Will I watch the Masters? Sure, I will. Will I watch the
yes, because we'll make our bets on it. Well, of course, we'll
exactly. So one of the things, just to get off topic for a second, one of the things I'm looking at right now, and I could be wrong on this, but I have a funny inkling that the Senior British Open Championship might be in Ireland this year. And if it is, I will maybe just book my trip to Ireland right around that same time, which would be kind of fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Did you get a qualifier?
And do the qualifier and try and get in. Yeah.
What's your buddy's name?
Even if it's not in Ireland, if it's in Scotland, I might still, go to Ireland and then fly over to Scotland and try and qualify.
Absolutely.
So, what about your buddy? We had him on the show there.
Todd Hamilton.
Well, he'll be going. He'll get you in.
Yeah, not that easy, but
it's not a hey, I'll get you in. Like,
I know.
Shoot your way in.
Well, no. I mean, you can caddy for him.
It maybe
I'm going to play. If I'm not,
I know.
If I'm not playing, I'm not caddying.
You said on the show you were going to caddy for him
in the British Open, not the Senior British Open.
Very
in
different.
The British Open, I would caddy for him in the British Open.
That's different, yeah.
But for this Senior Open, Clarkey, I don't know. Like, maybe our buddy Todd Hamilton talks to some people instigating media passes? Huh?
Well, I'll tell you what.
I'll have mine when Doigy brings me over there.
If Todd or I are playing in the Senior British Open and you guys wanted to fly over at your own expense,
stay with you.
I can get you passes. That's not a problem.
Okay.
I can get you all the passes. So
Doigy,
when Kathleen and I went a couple years ago for the Senior Open at St. Andrews, we went to the regular Open at Carnoustie, and I took some people with me because Todd left me all kinds of passes.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I bet we could get a cheap flight over there, Ryan. It's not that expensive.
We could figure something
Green
out.
Airlines.
And I'm going to we're not flying on Ryanair, I'll tell you that.
I'm not, that's for sure.
But I can hear the Guinness calling my name just off Drury Lane there. So I can hear it.
No, I'll be passing on that. Now, one of the things that you wouldn't be interested, Ryan, because you're a non-golfer, but, Clarkey might be, but the people that run this trip that I'm going on, I asked them, I said, if I wanted to bring people with me, what do we need to do? And they said, well, just tell me how many you're bringing. We'll figure out what the cost is for them. And we can make it 4 people, 8 people, 12 people, 16, whatever you want. And so, if you and your lovely bride wanted to come to Ireland.
Shoot me a price.
I will. So what I'll do Ron's going to be home next week and we're going to talk, try and figure out the dates and all that stuff. And then I'll say to him, okay, I need a price for a couple, and then it'll be the same price for everybody, right? And then we would just decide, okay, do we want one couple to go with us, two couples, three couples, four couples, whatever, and go from there.
And maybe I get a text in that text chain. Maybe it's floated my way. I don't know, because I'd gladly caddy for somebody. I would gladly do that through the rolling Irish Hills.
Carry my clubs.
Yeah,
I would caddy for you, no problem.
It's going to be fun. six or seven, maybe 8 days in Ireland and playing golf every day and playing all the best golf courses in Ireland and that. So yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, that would be a blast. Well, dude, it's been a blast to catch up with you and have you back on. Congrats on all the recent tours you've been on, and obviously some great golf mixed in there for you as well. And we're gonna, if the leadership of the association ever opens, we'll be petitioning live on the show for Ian Doig. How about that?
Well,
okay.
I you know what? That is something that I would be very interested in doing.
I know you would.
Partly because for 35 years I've been spewing my mouth off about how badly they do things. So, give me a chance to fix it and run it better. And in 5 years, if I haven't done a better job, then fire my ass.
But you know what I feel? I just, when I hear the stories about this tournament down in Florida, I just think, as the world is right now, everything is so corrupt.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is going on. And it just sickens me. And I was saying to Sue the other day, we went to the grocery store and I bought a can of soup for $4.75 at Sobeys. I could go down the street to No Frills and probably buy it. It drives me nuts. There's so much corruption going on in this world. And I don't know how it's going to end.
Well, you want to hear something really crazy? So yeah. I said to you earlier when we were off air, Clarkey, I love Hilton hotels.
Yeah.
Stay in them all the time. So Hilton Garden Inns or Hilton Hotels or Hampton Inns. They have another one called True. But I'm staying in so before COVID, I could stay in a Hampton Inn traveling up and down I-75 from anywhere from $99 to $119.
Yeah, for sure.
I could live with that.
Yeah.
Well, I checked into this Hampton Inn tonight. And the kicker to it is I'm only here one night, so it's not a big deal. But during the tournament, I stayed in the Hampton Inn and I was there for 4 or 5 nights. They only come to your room every second or third day to clean it. Right? But the price, I'm paying $206 for this hotel room tonight.
US.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just to get a good night's sleep. Mind-boggling, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely mind-boggling.
Something.
Yeah.
I stayed in this hotel before COVID. It was $119.
Yeah, and the head of Hilton's probably making $40 million a year, and the person down at the front desk is $10 an hour.
Yeah,
it's just
absolutely, dude. Yeah,
it is awful. But I don't see it. I don't see it ending, and that's the sad part.
Yeah. We need to bring Joe Strummer back from the dead and get the Rebel Rock going again or something. I don't know, dude.
You know what? Maybe Hampton Inn or Hilton will start sponsoring me or something after this podcast goes viral. Michelob Ultra, they could help out a little bit,
100%.
There we go.
100%. We would take it. Absolutely. Doigy, it's always a pleasure, brother. Thanks for doing this.
Get to bed.
All right, boys. Thanks. Great seeing you, everybody. And I'll see you when I get home. And in case Adam and Ryan, I don't see you guys. I know I'll see Clarkey at some point in time, but if I don't see you guys, Merry Christmas. All right. And we'll talk to you soon.
And another show up at the. Can we do another show up there?
Yeah, you know what? First, come up anytime. We'll do one at the new place in Barrie.
Oh yeah, the new place. Yeah.
That'd be great.
Barrie, so
let's do that before the spring.
That'd be a good one.
Okay, buddy.
We're gonna do that 100%. All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, Clarkey and I have got to talk a little baseball. I know it's winter, but there's a lot of things happening, or maybe they aren't happening. Here in Toronto. I don't know. There's one big deal to talk about. Will there be any more from the Excel spreadsheet crew in Toronto? We'll talk about that next. Back to wrap things up here on Instigating with Clarkey and Drury. Thanks to our buddy Ian Doig of the Ian Doig Golf Academy for jumping on here. The adventures of Doigy, they are never ceasing. It's incredible. Australia, New Zealand, Florida, Georgia. He's all over the place.
Love that guy.
Dude, Doigy's the best. And honestly, I would forget about the PGA of Canada Association. Like, I would like for him to just run the PGA Tour at this point. Like, I feel like something would get done if Doigy was running the show. I'm just tired of Jay Monahan. I think that guy's a little snake weasel. I'm sick of him. Just, I mean, you talk about all the greed going on generally, and then it bleeding into sports. I mean, I just like, it's gross. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about that. The baseball world obviously turned on its head.
Jay's got Soto. Oh no. Sorry, they didn't.
No, they didn't. They went to exactly where I figured.
We both said it.
Steve,
at least
Uncle
I said
Steve
it.
Cohn's. Yep. I think it wasn't a unique take. I think a lot of people thought old Uncle Steve Cohn over there was going to open the money bags. And
Yankee fans aren't happy, but that's fine.
Well, I don't care because
I don't
the
either.
Yankees, and also they
at
turned around and gave Max Fried the richest deal ever for a left-handed pitcher. They're going to be fine, and they're probably going to go get Cody Bellinger from my Cubbies. They're going to be fine. I look at it, and $765 million, in case you've been living under a rock for 15 years for Juan Soto.
When's
The
this
deal
gonna
will carry.
end?
The
Honestly.
deal will carry him through till he's 41.
Dude, this is ridiculous. It's
a crazy,
absolutely ridiculous money. No one could possibly want that much money or need that much.
Look, I love Juan Soto, and it's not necessarily about him, especially in baseball. It's about his agent, and Scott Boras is his agent.
No, I know.
This is what Scott Boras does, right? He really pushes the envelope.
But the owners pay it, so I guess you can't be mad.
Well, like 3 owners pay it, right? Because that's the thing. On one side of this coin, Clarkey, not to go too deep on my ever famous baseball rants on this show. On one side of the coin, I like it because it exposes and makes the other owners in this sport that have loads of money that do not field competitive teams year in, year out look stupid. And again, I'm not calling for a salary cap. I like the tax system that they have. There needs to be a salary floor in baseball, and it needs to be $120 million like yesterday. These owners.
Maybe I'm old fashioned. I don't know, but I know it just drives me crazy when you say there has to be a floor of $120 million. Like,
and I just threw it out there. Call it 100 to be even.
But whatever, 100. Like, it's just
you sit there,
unbelievable.
I know. Juan Soto's going to make $51 million a year.
Yeah.
So here's the other side of the coin. I hate that he's making more than Shohei Ohtani. Like, I understand this whole thing
100%.
of the market rises and stuff. A year later, though, I love Juan Soto. I think he's incredible. The kid's 26 and he's already putting together a Hall of Fame career. Like, he would be a guy you'd consider putting on your ballot right now if you walked away from the game. Just the numbers he's put up are he's literally in the company of 2 or 3 other guys when you look at his overarching numbers in baseball history as a hitter. It's insane. Okay. I think he's got a career 421 OBP. That's psychotic. Okay. Shohei Ohtani is the most unique and special baseball player either of us, I think, will ever see in our entire lives. And he got $700 million and he can pitch.
Yeah.
I feel strongly that there's not a soul in the baseball world for a decade that should be making more than what Shohei Ohtani makes. I don't care about the market, and that's how I feel. That's just how I feel. And congrats to the kid, but I just think it's psychotic that anybody is making more than Shohei. And but again, I look at it and I'm like, where are these other owners? Like, I can't believe that these people are he's making $51 million starting next year for 15 years.
Yeah. And
that's a higher payroll than, off the top of my head, the Marlins, the Pirates, of course, the A's, and a few other, the Rays, I'm pretty sure. Houston is shedding salary. They won't get below 51 million, but like, look at that. How is that allowed? That's a league. That's a competitive league.
No.
Can you?
I don't know how soccer runs, but
there
should be tiers if this is the way it's going to be.
Well, so European soccer is built on a relegation system.
Right.
The bottom 3 teams in every league get relegated down. The top 3 teams, unless you're already in the top 3 teams go up, and there's actually a playoff. So there's a
Go
playoff
up to
between,
where?
I think,
Where do they go up to?
the next league.
And how many teams are in the top league?
There's 20 teams in the Premier League, the English Premier League. I think the Bundesliga has 22. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
One of them
but
has
if teams
22.
like the Oakland A's can't compete money-wise and can't obviously compete on the
They'd get
field,
relegated
then
down.
they should. That's what they should do.
To AAA or something.
Yeah.
As an example. Now, the
But they're
American...
going to spend money now. They're in Vegas.
No, they're not. Oh, yeah. Well, because what? Because they signed Luis Severino? Cool.
Their stadium looks cool.
No, it doesn't.
It does so. It looks
I don't
amazing.
care. John Fisher
I think I might become a Las Vegas A's fan.
Dude, don't piss me off. All right, like don't do stuff like this to me. All right.
Well,
it's like I don't
want to
that.
be a Jays fan anymore, quite frankly.
Well, okay, so
You can't even,
obviously
as producer Adam told us last week, they can't even get the cup holders
can't
right.
do cup holders, dude. I look, they get Andres Jimenez for Spencer Horwitz, a prospect. Like, look, and they get Nick Sandlin too. Like, there's some bullpen. Nick Sandlin is a good bullpen pitcher. He's a low to high leverage. Like, he can take your
good.
seventh,
Let's see
maybe eighth
how it
inning.
works. Are they going to be able to hit the ball better?
So there's the thing. Andres Jimenez, and I heard him described on Overdrive by somebody. Stephen Vogt, his manager in Cleveland last year, said that he's the best defensive player in baseball.
Great.
He might be. The Jays can't hit.
No, I know, and Spencer Horwitz can.
2 years. Well, yeah, he had better underlying numbers as a hitter. 2 years ago, Andres Jimenez was an all-star. He had a very good batting season. He was very good.
Okay, good. I don't know much
this
about
year,
him.
he was kind of... I'll tell you this, dude. He's a rare defender. Like, we're talking about a Matt Chapman type guy at second. Like, we're talking rarefied air here. This guy, defensively, there are few, if any,
Doesn't
better
excite
than him.
me. But where is he going to bat? Seventh,
No,
eighth?
I know.
Or on
Unless
this
he
team,
kicks
he
it
might be
back
third
to
or
2
fourth.
years ago. If he kicks it back to 2 years ago, he's probably in the top of your order.
What
You're probably looking at him in second.
What was his average
maybe fourth, fifth?
2-3 years ago? Like, what did he
Dude,
bat?
I don't have all. I don't
okay,
have all
fine.
the stats
It doesn't
in front
matter.
of
I
me
don't
right
need
now,
to.
dude.
I thought you were the stats guy. That's fine.
I am the stats guy, dude. But I'll be
fine.
honest. I'm lazy.
That's
Let
fine.
me get his stats.
Oh my.
So his average was not that bad this year. He hit 252.
That's not good. That's
250
below average in my
250.
eyes.
It's better than some of the Jays.
Oh,
and
there's no doubt about that.
251 the year before. In 2022, 297.
Okay, no, that's
and he had
good.
146. That's
good.
146 hits and 491 at bats. Like, that's really, really
I'm sure
good.
with the Jays hitting coaches, he'll be fine.
The 86 of them that they have, yeah, absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's rumors as we record this that the Jays are heavily involved in Corbin Burns. And again, like, am I going to welcome that signing? Yes, because Corbin Burns is incredible. He might throw the most consistently dominant pitch in baseball right now. And I know that's saying a lot because there's a lot of guys that have these pitches that are crazy. But Corbin Burns' backdoor cutter is one of the grossest things that happens on a baseball field any fifth day. Mm-hmm. So if the Jays signed him, yes, amazing.
Yeah.
But like, again, I look at this lineup and go, George Springer is another year older. They got a bunch of guys kicking around. And outside of Vladdy, like, is Bo healthy? And if Bo's healthy, is he going to hit a baseball anywhere meaningful across the field? And then what's the rest of the lineup? Who's playing catcher? Like, is Alejandro Kirk going to catch for 125 games? Because I hate that. Because he's not good defensively. Who's playing shortstop? Who's playing third base? Who's playing third base?
Yeah. It's a great question.
I'm getting a headache right now.
Yeah.
And
apparently they might want to bring some fun back. Teoscar Hernandez.
Yeah, which again, it's like, yeah, I would take that and DH him. Let's do that. But 2 or 3 years ago, he was having too much fun.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
They course corrected too hard. Now he's the World Series champ. Good for Teo.
And good on him. I like him.
I like him too.
And he's not coming back. I'm telling you right now. Not a chance he's coming back.
I'm telling you this right now too, dude. Whenever I see the logo for Excel spreadsheet, it kind of makes me sick. And that's not XL's fault.
Yeah.
That's not their fault. That's Ross Atkins' fault.
Yeah. We better get to the couch potatoes.
Why don't you start, man? Apparently, you're really well prepared. You've got like a novel to read.
It's been an unbelievable week.
It has.
Like, there's been a lot going on this week.
Oh, dude, has there ever?
And like,
go ahead.
I have a couple of runner-ups. Okay, so if the number one thing didn't work, then these ones would take number one. So let me set this up. Adam, you can start rolling the first one here. Okay, but Ryan, I don't know who's in charge of some things at Fields and stuff, but whoever was in charge of this golf cart, like, did you see? Unbelievable. If you're listening and not watching, there was a runaway golf cart on a football field, and it literally took people out hard.
2 or 3 people, yeah.
So
because like the block got stuck under
the accelerator
pedal, and it was jammed in there.
It got stuck on it, not underneath it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so unbelievable.
It hit 4 or 5 people. No one was seriously hurt.
But it took them out hard. That's the problem.
Yeah, that big impact.
Hard. And like the hero, this guy's the hero guy on the on it now. But anyway, so that was number one, the golf cart. I didn't want to name the golf cart.
That was candidate 1. Let's see candidate 2 here.
So candidate 2, there's nothing better than a teddy bear toss. Unless you're the Barrie Colts and the Ottawa 67s, who decide in the middle of the teddy bear toss
they're going to have a Donnybrook.
Brawl. This is unbelievable. And the Grinch is
Grinch coming in.
The Grinch is on the ice. Guys are everywhere. There's teddy bears all over the ice. This is one of the most spectacular teddy bear tosses I've ever seen in my life. It's unbelievable.
So hilarious.
It is hilarious.
This was the talk of the league, let me tell you. I was exchanging texts with a lot of people. Really, really good stuff. Of all the people that come in and try and keep the peace, too, there's the Grinch in there. All right, what's your
Okay, come on back on camera here for a minute if you can, Adam. I hate to be directing the show. Okay, I got to set this up because, Ryan, you're sitting down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last week,
usually am.
Last week, I went to my first OHL game of the year.
Wow. Yeah.
Our buddy Scott Bridgie gave me a shout Friday afternoon. I'm probably 20th on the list, but I could go. So, no, I'm kidding. It was a good time with Doigy, and we went down to the London night game.
Bridgie. It was with Bridgie.
Yeah, with Bridgie.
Yeah.
Who did I say?
You said Doigy.
Oh, sorry.
Because you want him to take you to Ireland, so yeah.
That's right. Right. So Bridgie and I went down to the... it's not called the Budweiser Garden anymore. It's the first Canada Life building or something.
Yeah, where the Knights play. Yeah,
where the Knights play. They were playing the Oshawa Generals. Okay, so I got to see a couple Leaf prospects.
You did,
yeah, and good ones. And
yes, first round picks.
Easton Cowan got rocked and left the game. Has he returned? Did he play in the next game?
He's going to be fine.
Okay, good.
Well, he's at the World Junior Camp, so.
But then late in the game, I saw what possibly could be the best goal I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And I think it was Beckett Seneke. Is that how you say his name?
Beckett Seneca.
Seneca.
Anaheim Ducks prospect.
Unbelievable goal. Like, Adam, you can roll it in here, but he kicked this puck up, boom, and then upstairs. The worst part about this, and why Beckett's not going to be my couch potato, even though you might think he is. But I have a bad couch potato because, Ryan, you saw that goal, right?
Yeah, it's gross.
Clearly went in the net, right?
Yeah.
There was a 3 to 4 minute delay to make sure that puck went in the net.
I know. Dude, don't get me started on this.
No, I'm getting you started because that is absolutely unbelievably ridiculous, and like everyone at the rink saw this go in. Everyone saw the mesh move, and
I know
why. Like, you are involved with broadcasts. What happens? Do they go to the truck? Do they have a war room? What happens with the OHL?
So the OHL is not like a giant league like the NHL where they have a central war room.
Yeah.
It's handled by a crew appointed by the league that works for the league in each building. So the one in Guelph is literally on the other side of the wall from where I stand.
Okay.
So it's all handled in-house.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, dude, the reviews, front to back, goal reviews, offside reviews, goalie interference reviews, 5-minute major reviews have been a huge topic of conversation.
So whoever's involved with that is my couch potato this week, because a great goal by Beckett, Seneca, and then a 3 to 4 minute delay. Everyone in the rink saw the replay on the screen 45 times, seeing the puck hit the top of the mesh, not once, but twice, I think. And everyone's going, what is going on?
I know, dude.
OHL, get it fixed. I don't like it.
I know, dude. I know.
There we go. So there you go. Last Friday, I had my couch potato.
You were locked and loaded, dude. I love it. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I have mine locked and loaded. It's a quick one because we don't have a lot of time left.
Yeah, I took all the time.
This because mine's quick anyway. I love that you took up time. It's great. Listen, sometimes you want to talk about luck of the draw. Like, I don't play the lottery really. Like, I gamble on sports, win some money, feel pretty good, right?
Lose some.
How about if I lose some money? It's usually like $20, but sometimes I lose that $20.
Sure.
It doesn't always turn into 200. How about this story from the Vancouver Canucks game the other night? Teddy Bluger's mom comes over to visit and watch her son play at home. She's never experienced, or I think even heard of, a 50-50 draw. She goes over and decides, I'm going to play this 50-50 thing. She's from Latvia, by the way. Mm-hmm. She's like, oh, what's this 50? People in the crowd are like telling her what's up. She's like, oh, yeah, I'll buy a couple tickets. She wins the 50-50 at the Canucks game and won over 100 G's. First time she's ever played a 50-50, 100 G pop-off for Mrs. Bluger. How about that? That's a fun flight home to Latvia. I'm sure they'll tax her. You know, I don't know how the tax works.
It's tax free. Those are tax free.
But returning to your
home with money,
returning home.
She could just
I don't know what the tax situation is in Latvia. I don't know what the tax situation is. Oh, she gets to keep it.
I hate to rain on your parade.
Yeah,
but she shouldn't be eligible. Family members of employees of the team shouldn't be eligible to win. They shouldn't.
I understand what you're saying here, and I know you're trying to rain on the parade a little bit.
I am,
but
she's not eligible.
You're putting forward a valid point. I understand. I don't have a huge problem with it.
I do.
Really, I guess.
If I had bought tickets that night and I found out an employee's
player's mom won. I understand.
I'm going to get my money back. I'll leave the 50% to the charity, but I want my other 50%.
Well, I can tell you, like, me and the boy, like, we typically play the 50-50 at the Storm games.
I played it last week at the Knights game. I played it $20.
But we're
100 tickets.
People think we are, and I don't know how many times I have to remind people on the internet, which
you're fine.
I don't interact with people, but for everybody, just quickly, I'm not an employee of the Guelph Storm.
No.
Okay. So get that out of the way. I think there are some people, particularly in London, that need to hear that, actually, the city you were in, but I digress.
I saw the Hunters. I said hi to you to them for you.
No, you didn't. And I would never say hi. And I had a guy email me that he had to turn the audio on the game recently when the Knights are in town off in his bar because I was so annoying, and I love that. I think it's good.
It's good.
I hope the bar goes out of business. I really don't care. Anyway, couch potato. That's who it should have been. But Mrs. Bluger, enjoy the flight home to Latvia with that $100,000.
Sure,
all right,
she needs the money.
You can watch this show Friday nights at 8, Sunday nights at 9. I need it with our friends on Whiteman TV. That's channel 6 for Whiteman subscribers. Debut on our YouTube channel Friday nights at 9 p.m. Follow us on social media at Instigating Pod. Find the podcast version if you like to listen on all your favorite podcast apps. One more show this year. One more, and we're taking a little vacation. We haven't had a vacation for 9 years on this show. On our show. That's not true. We've had a break before. We've had like a break,
but we're taking 3 weeks off here.
Yep. Yeah, it's 3 weeks, I guess. So next week will be our final show of the year. We'll try and cook up something good for you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week with more Instigating.